Taurus, it's September 2021. Dadhichi here. How are you all? Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to animate this beginning September 1, 2021. Let's have a look at this transit of the moon, especially here when it makes a conjunction to the sun. That's a new moon in your fifth house of love affairs. Mars is there as well, giving you the dynamic and the dynamic drive you need to push forward in your romantic pursuits. Mind you, too, these are fiery planets, so that can also indicate sporting activities, competitiveness. That's also shown by the placement of Venus and Mercury in the sixth house. Some astrologers are of the opinion that this part of the horoscope is competitiveness. This is your enemies. These are your challenges. And according to those ancient works, the benefic planets like Venus and Mercury are not particularly fortunate for winning out against those competitors. So you maybe have to take a backseat position until this new moon hits on the 7th, and then you'll see some dramatic changes taking place. Apart from the adversarial sort of connotations of this, these planets are quite artistic, creative, and expressive. And that new moon hits Mercury on the 9th, and then around the 10th it hits Venus. And keep an eye out here on Mars, which will move into this area shortly after that. It rules your 12th house, as well as your, where are we here? As well as this relationship sector, the 7th house. And when that happens, I think you'll find you're in a better position, especially with Venus moving out of that area on September 12th, the capacity to, I suppose, win over your competitors rather than go head on into confrontations with them. Venus in the 7th house is great for relationships as well. Whereas this one, I sat on the fence with it, saying that could be relationships or it could be competitive activities. Venus here will dominate, being in the foreground of the horoscope after that period of the 13th. And it gets stronger and stronger. So those of you in relationship wanting to cement the ties, these are perfect opportunities for marriage and for deeper bonding. Notice Mars there moved into that 6th house. The malefic planets, and Mars is considered a malefic planet, are really quite advantageous in that 6th house. They give you the opportunity to win over against your competitors, to win in competition, especially with the moon here in the 10th house of career around the 18th and 19th. Fulfillment of your desires is shown by the moon transiting this 11th house. There are some problems there, and I forgot to mention the Mars and Neptune opposition, and then the moon making contact with Neptune on the full moon phase on the 21st. That's very, very powerful. Lucky for your friendships, communications associated with friendships, but not particularly good for stamina. Getting back to that initial competitiveness that we had talked about, that can weaken your drive. That can also weaken you physically. It can indicate some problems associated with the medications that you're taking, the diet that you're on, and especially if you're a sports person looking to compete, you need to make sure that the fuel that you're putting into your system is optimum to give you the best advantage there. There's a grand trine there, as you can see, from your 1st house to this 6th house. The sun also makes its way into this 6th house, burning up the energy of Mars. And that's good also because we mentioned the malefic planets in this 6th house giving you the competitive edge. By the way, this 6th house has to do with debts. So if you've got financial issues that have been hanging around, this might be the time to address them, and to do it in a way that's not going to get you all upset and sort of angered by the people that you're dealing with. This could be, the bank teller, the insurance broker, your accountant, government officials that get up your nose when you are trying to, push through your agenda. You need to have a level head during these transits. Notice also Mercury going into the retrogression. That's also very apt and relates to the second house matters, which is your finances, and fifth house, which is speculation. So be a little bit careful there, because it shows some revision necessary over your finances, especially towards the end of the month. Don't forget to pop on over to astrology.com.au. We've got the full version of this. We've got the transcription. We've got the chronological transits if I've missed some. And most of all, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.